Hello. Now today I've got something quite special that I'm going to start work on. I made this a little while back and I wanted to do a tutorial of how I made it. Now it is a little bit more long-winded than normal, but I thought I would start today seeing as I've got my new light that I had for my birthday. So it means I can work anywhere. I don't have to sit at my desk cramped up. So I'm on a big table this morning, and first of all I'm going to talk you through the curious case, and then we're going to start work on how I made it. And as usual, it is made from rubbish because I like making nice things out of rubbish. And it came about when I was been lazy at the weekend. Well, I'd call it lazy, that I didn't want to cook on Saturday night, and we got a microwave meal, and I don't do it very often, but when I'd finished with the meal, I was looking at the packaging and I sort of felt bad that it was this plastic tray that you microwave the things in. And I looked at it and thought, I'm sure there's something I can do with it. So I sat it in the sink, washed it out, and left it on the side and looked at it for a bit. And then I came up with the idea. Because also when we used to run the restaurant, we'd still got loads of packaging and things left over. And we had a load of pizza boxes. So I used the pizza boxes to mail things out in. I got clever and made sure that all my things fit in the pizza boxes. So if you ever buy anything from me, it will come in a pizza box until I've used them all. But I thought it would be cool to use the pizza box because it's something that people do get and put up in the recycling. So it's something that you could find yourselves and use. So, first of all, shall I talk through it or shall I start with how I did it? Oh, I don't know. No, I can't make my mind up. Let's talk through it. Okay, I'm going to sit down and talk through it with you. So, the curious case started out with the box. Here we go, like this. This horrible bit of packaging, slightly tainted because it was a curry. And I thought, what a nice container. So I thought it was a good size for little oracle cards or a tiny zines or something like that. So that's where the initial idea came from, that I would make a container to house some homemade oracle cards and something else. So the first thing I did was cover the whole of this with some magazine stuff like this. Cover this and put that to one side, and then I set to work making the container. The container being the pizza box. As you can see, what I did, I got the pizza box. There's a 9-inch one, and got this and fit it in, sort of measured how this was going to fit in like this. Didn't want to mess with the pizza box too much, so the idea is that there you go. But obviously it's going to be like this. So this was my plan. So first of all, I wanted to make this so that I could paint it. So covering it in paper, and then we could fix it in here. So once that was fixed, I wanted a sort of cover to hold that in place, because obviously it's not quite fitting in there. So I used some more pizza box stuff and made this that fits there, over there like that, to glue over it with some little doors. So this is where the original idea came from. Then I was going to put a ribbon on it and things like that. So this is what we're going to do. and I'm going to make another one. I might even make 2 at the same time, and then I will list these beauties on Etsy when they're finished. So let me show you how it all looks in the end. So you've got the outside of the said pizza box and the back, because obviously it is an oracle. So what do you do with an oracle? Ask them a question. I made a little handle using the holes of the pizza box to put some, this was sort of like this sort of stuff, like this, because I thought it was tough, but I might do the next one different. I'm not sure yet. We'll see when we go along. And a cardboard handle. Attach the ribbon. And then you open it up. Are you ready? It's fabulous. And it's got some nice little words of what to do with an oracle. Pick a card and see the answer. So, in here are the oracle cards that I will show you how I made those as well. And in here is a little book for you to write in. And again, I'll show you how I did that. You see how I've painted all the inside. So the first thing we're going to do is cover this. Get the box. There we go. So we're going to start with this, and it's up to you if you want to watch me do it or if you want to flick through this, but I am going to do it in stages because it'll all need to dry in between. So I might just do it and waffle a little bit, and it's up to you if you want to listen. Oh, you can fast forward it. I really don't mind what you do, obviously. So, PVA. Just the cheap stuff that you buy for kids. Now, I think Frank should be a good boy today. He's gone up on top of the pantry cupboard. I can see Frank hair in this PVA glue. There's always bits of Frank in everything I do. Frank. Bloody cat. Ah. Got it. Thanks, Frank. So, I'm just going to give this a good slap around, and then it's quicker. But I say, I might make 2 at the same time because I think these would be fun things to add to my shop, which I'm really enjoying, making bits and bobs for the shop. Here we go. Right, I'm going to tip that bloody thing over. Okay. Quite satisfying, isn't it? Ripping stuff on. If you've got anything that you're feeling crappy about, you can rip it up. Are you ripping this up? I'm not going to be careful about how I do this because it will go a bit mushy and it'll bend round as it gets wet. I'll be able to smush it in. Maybe I should have read that story before I smushed it in there. I sometimes do read them. My mum sends me the ones weekly, and I love the bits where people are showing you their outfit, what I wear, and they tell you what their best bits are and where they've had their outfit from. You know, like, got my coat from Zara. Shoes, Ted Baker. Favourite shops are M&S. Next, I like a bit of Primark for my knickers, that sort of thing. Love it. nice, ordinary people doing ordinary things. We need a little bit more of in the world instead of all this celebrity shit. Very often I don't even know who celebrities are. When you watch a programme and say, oh, this is such a body of such a... I think, who the bloody hell's that? And then I realise that I don't read the news, I don't know what's going on sometimes. But are we better off if we don't know what's going on? Husband says I ought to be able to know well informed, but I don't want to be informed about things that I can't make a difference about. If there's something I can do to help somebody, if there's something I need to know because it's going to affect me, then that's different. But to be honest, most of the things we can't do an awful lot about. I've got enough to worry about, and I'm worrying about other people's terrible dilemmas. So I tend to avoid the news. Doesn't mean I haven't got sympathy and empathy for the terrible things that are happening in the world, which I do. But my poor brain cannot worry about other people as well as myself. I really can't. Spent a lot of my life worrying about everybody else. And it wears you out. You have to fill your own boots first, so you've got some spare. And when you've got some spare, then you can give it out. There's some people that you meet who they like feed your energy, and then other people that you meet drain your energy. You have to find the ones that feed you. Make sure that you're not draining them though, obviously. You don't want to be doing that. So I just think make sure if you've got a friend, make sure you're listening to them properly. Make sure you're actually listening and not just waiting for your time to say something about what's going on with yourself. Because we're all going through different levels of shit at different times of our lives. And so you need to remember that and appreciate what other people are going through. But also make sure you're protecting your own energy. I think I've got a bit better at that now. Still struggle sometimes, but yeah, I think we're always learning. We're learning till I die. Right, excellent. So now I'm going to shove loads of more of this on here and get it all nice and smooth. It's very quiet here again. It's lovely. Nice for working. Like meditating, isn't it? I had a bit of a crap week last week. Even though it was my birthday, my husband's birthday, my mum's birthday. There's a lot going off. I think sometimes birthdays do make you get a little bit, what's the word, melancholic. You think about getting older and all that. And February is not the best of months, is it? It's not the best month to have your birthday, I can promise you that. If anybody else has got birthday in February, you know what I'm on about. Nobody wants to do anything. You don't really feel like partying. can't like sitting outside and have a barbecue and a cocktail. Just sit inside a cup of tea and a biscuit. But even so, I made sure that if I wasn't feeling great, I'd spend time with people that I love, and you can soon feel a bit better. By the weekend, I was feeling much better. I don't usually like Mondays, so yesterday I made sure that I did things that were a bit more positive. Went to a walk out, to have a look in the charity shops and stuff like that, and see if there was anything there, because I wanted some more books for making the blank grimoires out of. So I went a little walk into our town, which is, it's not a very happy town at the moment. There's a lot of shops that are closed. There's a lot of, I don't know, like scruffy shops and things like that. A little bit sad and empty, which is not nice, but I try and still spend my money there. So I went a little walk, and while I was going there, I saw this old couple, and she's got a shopping trolley, and he's obviously just been in a shop to pick something up. And when he gets back to it, he said in his bestest Ilkeston accent, "Open the barrel, love," so that he could put the shopping in the trolley. And I was thinking, how would you spell open the barrel? Would it be OPPEN THEEBARRA? Open the barrel. Open the barrel, love. But anyway, it really, really entertained me, and bless him. They looked happy together, and they were open the barrel, love. So I'll put shopping in. So, right, okay, we've got to that bit. Me waffling. Hope I haven't bored you too much. So I'm going to leave that to dry now. I might make another one while I've got my stuff out, but I won't put you through that. So I'm going to pause for a bit, and we'll come back in a bit and assemble the box. Okay, we're at part 2 of The Curious Case. So, my little paper covered microwave meal plastic shit is dry. So we're going to pop it into the pizza box now. So initially I got the pizza box and sat my little thing in it and cut the pizza box so that it would fit around it and sit in it. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do, is get your pizza box, score it, cut it and make it fit. Okay, and then once you've done that, you need to fasten it together basically and make it so that it sits together. And all I use is masking tape. I use masking tape for everything. So bits and bobs of masking tape, and don't be scared when you use it, because you're going to cover everything up. So basically get it on the corners. I'm going to be painting this, so it doesn't matter. The masking tape will cover over. Before we do this, we need to put the ribbon in that's going to make the handle. So you just thread it through the holes in the pizza box, which there generally is, but if your pizza box hasn't got any holes in, just make a couple of holes, leave in some to make the handle, and take that down. Simple as that. Don't worry about the details, because it's all going to be painted and covered and made absolutely beautiful. So, hooray. Sorry if the filming is not brilliant, but I'm trying to get this done quickly so we can move on to the next bit, show you how the next bit is done. Masking tape. Usually put a bit of masking tape on these edges here to just reinforce it a little. Like that. On the other side. Masking tape in the air and everywhere because I like to work quick because I get bored of things if I don't move quickly. Right, okay, and then around these edges here I like to put a bit of tape. That looks a bit winky wonky, doesn't it? Let's level that up. Make sure that your fold is on the right. So I've got a letter opener that I use to score things with. A bit of a hash of that. There we go. So that wants to be more there for the fold than where I had it before. Let's see if that works. Yep, I think so. Right, okay, so around these edges here, just to make it so you haven't got that corrugated open bit. So just put a bit of tape on the edges, sort of seal the edges. That's what we're doing. Masking tape everywhere. And one day, Frank was, well, he was going around for I think 2 days with a bit of masking tape stuck on his bum, and he wouldn't be still enough for me to get it off. He seemed sort of quite happy with it, really, so not one to bother him too much. I left it on until he was relaxed one day and I got it off. But yeah. Masking tape gets everywhere, a bit like glue, paint. Right, okay, so I've got the box all made up. I might just put a bit of stuff to reinforce it in there. Like that. There, beautiful. Okay. Sorry, I have to stop now because Frank's on the prowl, aren't you? Yep. I'll watch out what he's doing now. So apologies if you get a furry bomb in the frame. Right, so here's the thing we made earlier. Sound like I'm on Blue Peter. I always wanted to work on Blue Peter. Which fits in there. But obviously it moves about. We don't want that. So that's when we make the little frame that sits on top of it. Which is here. So this is cut the same size as your box. And we're going to tape it all around the edges and everything. Cut the little doors out separately because we're going to attach those with masking tape here. So for now, we want this to sit in there. But we're going to glue this down so that it doesn't move about. A bit of all-purpose glue. Just to get that stuck in so it doesn't move. It'll wiggle about a bit while we get in it. Right. So, see how we're going to get that in. Frank, playing with the buttons now that I've got out. Right. I want to hold this in place. So I'm just going to put the tape there. And then some glue around this edge, which will seal this to the top frame. Frank, not the buttons. I've been sifting through my buttons to get some that are just right for the finishing off bit. Getting two matching buttons is not always easy, is it, when you got vintage ones? Right, okay, let's get this in place again. So, beautiful, in place. So what we wanted to do now is get this secured so that it doesn't move about. So, some little bits just to hold it in place while we because it will smudge around until it's all set. And I think what I might do is put the big stuff on the back. So there. Got that on there. Push that up so that it's a nice edge and we don't get too many gaps. Fabulous. I'm not worrying about creases and things. Life's too short to worry about wrinkles. Beautiful. That's that edge there. And this edge here. Just trying to match things up so that they stay nice and... Oh, what the bloody hell's they doing now? Get on with. Okay, are you playing? Yeah. Okay. This edge. That. This edge. Tight, making sure this is all in this right place. And once we've got that all together, we're going to want to let this all dry now. So, excellent. That all fits together nice. I'm happy with that. So we'll let that dry and then we'll move on to decorating it. I'm not going to put these little doors on just yet because I'm going to paint the inside of that first, I think. But then again, does it really matter? Probably not. Let's put the doors on. Right, find out which ones for which. You can see my wonky edges there. And that one must be for there. So I don't know what is nicked now, but he's nicked something. There we go. Doors on. Make sure that they open. Okay. Put that down. Make sure that one opens okay. Put that down. Wonderful. Okay. That edge. I don't think I put any around the edges. No. So, I'm going to let that dry now, and then we'll move on to decorating it. And stage 3. Okay, so I've had a right blunder. So I thought I was videoing the whole process of me doing this, and then I've just looked at my phone and I haven't been doing it. It had stopped. So I can't backtrack, so I'm going to go through it, sort of try and talk through it and hope that you understand me. So first of all, I did a couple of rows of glue gun on there to create this oval border. If you can see underneath, it's like the hard glue gun. So I did that, let that dry. Then I've used PVA and coated all the top. I've then got old scrumpled up tissue paper and stuck it to the PVA. And when you stick it, you sort of scrunch your fingers into it to give it some texture and allow it to sit on and stick to the PVA, and press it down and sort of create all the wrinkles. And then when you've stuck a load of the tissue paper down, you use PVA again, go over the top of it to sort of settle it down and glue it all together, a bit like that, look. Just making sure that it's all wet and smushy and there's not bits sticking up that are going to tear off. So that's what I've done on there. And then I've done the same thing on the handle, which I used 2 pieces of the cardboard with the holes cut through, thread the ribbon through and sandwich them together so it holds the ribbon in place. And I've done the same technique as on the top there on that. And then I've also attached 2 ribbon ties, one with a split pin through it to give it a bit extra, you know, strength for if you're pulling it tight for tying. And then masking tape on there to hold it in place. And the other one is just a little bit of this sort of clear glue and masking tape to hold that in place. So all this now needs to dry, and then we can come back to the decorating bit. So I'm really sorry I haven't shown you how I do it, but I hope I've talked you through it, and maybe another time we can do one of the journal covers, which is how I do this on the journal covers as well, to show you exactly the whole process. But before I go, I'll just show you. I'm just going to trim the edges of this pretty ribbon, and what I do at the ends of the ribbon, just so that they don't shred, is run that along it, which just sort of melts any of the fibres together and stops it from coming undone. So I'll be back in a minute when I've dried this off and we'll get decorating it.